Hi, I'm Jay Altman.
I'm William Sather.
And welcome to Fitness and Fat Loss Secrets, episode number 8.
We are on 8.
We're number 8.
Yeah, 8. We got it going. Yeah.
8. Number 8, you guys. And first I want to say thank you for joining us today. If you have questions, I want you to ask them in the comment section below. I would also like for you to like and share this Facebook Live session to get the word out to the people to help them answer their questions too. And the purpose of this Fitness and Fat Loss Secrets Facebook Live is to answer one big question, and the question is this: how do we lose weight while still feeling great without cheating by taking dangerous supplements, drugs, or undergoing surgeries that could really hurt us? And how do we sort through all the confusing information out there when it comes to how to eat and exercise to lose weight? That's the question, and this Facebook Live has the answers. All right, that said, let's get rolling. The format is...
Today we will be demoing some exercises for posture, specifically ones that happen when you are over a computer, kind of that hunched feel. It's a very common issue, and if you just want to have better posture all the way around, there's going to be some good exercises that are going to be done here, and Jay will make sure the form is talked about with the right kind of mindfulness too. Secondly, after that, we're going to do 5 rapid fire questions for everybody. And Jay does not know any of those questions, but he will answer them very well as usual. And then after that, we will we'll go to a longer question that will be answered just for our members over here, which is going to be more detailed on another very fundamental nutritional component.
Cool. All right, well, let's get rolling. So the first question is...
let's do rapid fires first.
Rapid fires first. 5 questions in 5 minutes?
Yes, so
Boom,
5 and 5.
go.
We'll do those right away here
let's
today.
go.
All right, number 1.
Hi, Mark. Hi, Marissa.
Number 1, rapid fire.
Yeah.
Are you ever too old to build muscle?
Nope. Never too old to build muscle. Our bodies have this amazing ability to, no matter what age you are, to always repair itself better than you were.
So someone that's 90 years old.
Even at 90. My oldest client that I ever worked with was 101. And she could still build muscle. So it's cool to know, no matter what age you are, you should strength train. It'll help you out.
That one floored me. Awesome. Okay. Hydration and working out.
Yep.
So the format, both ends of the spectrum. If you're dehydrated or very much so hydrated, what is the difference when it comes to performance when working out?
So let's go to first, so it's basically a hydration question.
Yes.
And so first off, you should drink half your body weight in ounces every day in water. So if you are a 200-pound person, you should drink 100 ounces of water. On the days that you work out, you should drink an extra amount of water, an extra 8, 10, 12 ounces of water on that workout day, in addition to your 100 ounces. So you'd bring it up to 110 to 120 ounces of water. So the other part of that question is how does it affect when you're working out? So if you're not hydrated, none of the cells in your body can work how they're supposed to work, and so you're just not going to recover very well. You're going to feel like crap. You're probably going to develop a headache, and your performance is going to go down. If you're overhydrated, there's a condition called hyponatremia, or hypernatremia rather, depending on which way you are with your hydration. But hyponatremia refers to low blood salt, and it happens actually the most often when people are running marathons. So like this weekend, if you're a marathon runner out there, you want to drink water, but don't drink too much water, because your body needs electrolytes into the body at the same time. So oftentimes when people run a marathon, they know they need to drink, but they drink too much water, and then the blood salt gets too low, and then they end up with problems that way. So that can also affect performance in the downward direction.
Right, so find a happy medium.
Yep.
All right, good. Third question is, what happens faster, building muscle or losing it?
That's a great question. So I'll start with the losing it. So the research is clear that in 14 days, there is a measurable decrease in muscle mass. So if you've been strength training and you lay off for about 7 days, you actually are going to reach your peak. You're going to be at your peak. So if you again, like I know the Twin Cities Marathon's coming up here quickly, so if you are a marathon runner, you know, or hopefully you know, that this week you need to just back off. You pretty much don't do anything. A couple like smaller runs, and you just trust in the work that you've done. is the right work. And if you trust in the process and you followed a solid process, what will happen is in about 7 days, you'll be at your peak. Now, then what happens is, following that, you start seeing a measurable decline. And about day 14, with strength training in particular, you will see muscle mass, you'll see it go down and decrease. Building muscle is actually harder to do than, so we get a lot of people, sometimes we get people here, women usually, that are concerned that they're gonna add too much muscle to their frame by strength training. And I can assure you that it's very difficult to actually add muscle to your frame, because when we have people that want to add muscle to their frame, it's actually even harder, because you got to strength train an awful lot. You got to eat nearly perfect to be able to get muscle to add onto your frame. And anyway,
so which one would be faster? I guess the question I kind of pulled up is there.
I guess it depends on where you are in the process. If you are near peak, if you are a pro athlete and you're highly trained, you have you're operating like a high-end sports car, and you'll lose that edge pretty darn quick. You can lose an edge in 4 or 5 days. But for most of us, we're average people with a couple kids, working job, whatever. Most of us have an average amount of muscle. We're gonna lose it again in about that 14 days. To gain it, it takes usually somewhere between 8 and 12 weeks to gain muscle mass. So I'd probably faster, I guess, lose it if I had to say.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Number 4. This is a question that generated from a member in our gym, a recent one actually. How often should we exercise?
Great question. I'm going to write on the board back here just so I can show something quick. When it comes to exercising, this is what happens, right? You start with a certain amount of muscle onto your body. The purpose of a workout is to break down that muscle tissue like this, so it breaks it down. Then once you break down the muscle tissue, the idea is that the body will come back up here and it recovers better than it did before. So here's your baseline muscle that you have. Say if you work out today, the muscle will break down and then the body recovers better. And then what happens is it should break down again like this. So you start seeing a trend that looks like this. That's what you want to see. If you don't let this process happen, this process takes 24 to 48 hours. 24 to 48 hours for most people. Now, if you're brand new to exercise, this process can take even longer. It can take 3 or 4 days. Maybe you try to only work out, break down the muscle tissue, and you come back and you work out before you're recovered. And what happens, so like that with equals starting here. So then what happens, you're at this muscle tissue, you're already broken down, and you do it again. And you don't wait again, and you break it down again. So you start seeing a trend line that looks more like this. It goes down. So you're working out really hard, you're trying hard, but the result is not good. So when it comes to working out, work out, recover. And this recovery process is equally as important as the work itself. So work out, recover, get the reward. Work out again, recover, get the reward. And you'll see a trend that goes like this. Okay.
And this line right here is for, right here for which video you're on is 24 hours to 48 hours.
Correct.
That's
yeah,
how long
that dip in the process is 24 to 48 hours. And that's an average, it's not set in stone. But if you, for those of you who work out, you know that after your workout, you usually don't start feeling the effects for about a day. Like, so if you work out at 9:30 or here we are at, almost 11 this morning, then your body, it takes about a day. Tomorrow, about 10:30 or 11, you'll start feeling the effects of today's workout.
Right,
yeah.
right. Okay, good, good, very good. Last question. Protein quality for supplements. So a question would be difference in when it's in the powder format. I've got some questions around that.
Yep.
Is for powder, what should we be leaning towards?
So it's a great question, and I'm going to answer it the best I can in kind of a concise way. But so it starts with looking at the ingredient list, right? So you want to go right to the ingredient list of the thing. See what the ingredients are. You shouldn't see a lot of filler product in there. You shouldn't see a lot of isolates. You shouldn't see a lot of different kinds of proteins. A lot of the proteins on the market will use like soy protein isolates, whey protein isolates, other isolates that they're cheap. So they might cost less at the, like when you're buying them, but they don't enter into the body well. So you want a concentrated, whey protein is what you want to see there. And then ideally you want that whey protein to come from cows that were grass-fed, so that the fats in there are the omega-3 fats, and that the proteins are of highest quality so that they can absorb. The next thing you want to pay attention to then is, how was the protein made? So whey comes from taking milk and it separates into curds and whey, correct? So then they take the whey and then it's dehydrated out, and then what you're left with is just a concentration of this protein. And so if you start with high quality milk, you have a chance of ending up with high quality protein. The thing you want to pay attention to next, though, is like, how does it go from the liquid whey to the powder? And a lot of companies will high heat process this stuff, which destroys all the enzymes and things that help your body to actually absorb it. So you want a low heat processed, or preferably extremely low heat processed product. Like the product we carry here, the Designs for Health brand. That particular brand is one of the reasons I use that product line, is because they take great care in getting the product from sourcing it first from a great high quality source, but then being careful through the process of going from that form to the usable powder form that we put in the protein powders to use it. So high quality ingredients from a high quality source, and then you want to pay attention to the process, how it gets there, and then those would be your signs to know if it's a high quality or a low quality protein. And just as with a lot of things, it's kind of the idea that you get what you pay for, right? If you can go and you can find cheap protein powders, but they're going to be from bad sources. They're going to have a lot of filler ingredients that are cheap, and they're not going to absorb into your body. You're not going to get the actual benefit from the protein that it says there. So 20 grams of protein doesn't necessarily equal 20 grams of protein. They're really different depending on the kinds of protein that you choose to put in. All right?
Tough to condense it, but you did it. All right, so yeah, that's all 5. So we have 5 and 8 or 9, I'd say. It took a little bit there. So we do have time for a quick just demonstration. We'd like to get that in there too. Is just kind of some posture lifts. Yeah.
So the problem, I guess, I think what you're referring to is people sitting at a computer and you're kind of hunched over, right, like all day, or probably not intentionally hunched over, but it's just, we all kind of do it. I do it all the time. I'm at my computer and all of a sudden I'm like, all you doing here? I go, gosh dang it, get up, let's get up straight. So what can you do to fix that? So let's stand up. And a really easy thing you can do is now and then just to stand up, and I'll have you do this way. So you're gonna start with, I'm using a band here, but if you're at home, you don't have a band, or you're at work, you can use anything. This could literally be a belt, it could be a towel, it can be anything that you hold between your hands that's straight. It could even be something like a broomstick, something that's not pliable in the middle. But the idea is you start with your hands outside of shoulder width. You're going to keep your arms long and locked out at the elbow. And then what you want to do is you're going to go up and over. So start raising that up and over your head. And if you have a band, what's nice about the band is that as you're pulling up and over, you are not only stretching here, but because you're pulling back, you're strengthening all those muscles in the upper middle back, so you can actually keep it there. And you're going to ride that all the way down until the band touches, and then you're going to come all the way back over until it touches in the front. And you'll repeat that. And doing this kind of exercise 3 or 5 times, once or a couple times a day, is perfect, because it's going to open you up. It pulls the lungs apart right there and allows you to breathe easier. It gives the heart room to beat in between your lungs, stretches out the chest. But then again, with something that's stretchy, he's undoubtedly feeling all kinds of work right here in his upper middle back. And so you strengthen those muscles so you can keep it there. Right? Yeah. Feel that?
Yeah, definitely. When I focus on the back too.
Yeah. You'll feel those upper back muscles kick in, and that really helps to strengthen. So
yeah.
I think we'll leave it at that one.
That's okay.
That's one thing you do. There's more things to do than that, but that's one great exercise that's really easy to do anywhere that you're at, that will fix the hunched over, sitting at the computer problem. All right?
Very good. Cool. Very good. Yep.
All right. So that said, I think we're to the end of our time over here for the Altman Fitness page. I want to say thank you so much. Like and share this Facebook Live so it can get out to as many people as possible. If you have questions, I want you to ask me those questions below. And until next time, we'll see you later. Now, I want you guys to hang on over here because we'll be answering a big question. And the question is?
The question has to do with, originally we were kind of talking about when it comes to everyone that's out there in America, for the most part, cultural conditioning wise, there's 3 components of nutrition that will enhance nearly anyone. And then number 1 was sugar. We talked about that last week. And we're doing the second one of the 3. They're all kind of in there together. And that's water. We're going to go more into kind of just holistically go into that
Perfect. Awesome.
That question.
All right. So again, if you have questions here, I want you to ask them. We'd love to invite you in for a free trial. I'll be putting a link just below this video so you can come and try us for 3 free afterburn workouts. Till next time, we'll see you next week at 10:45. Bye.